Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers.
And we know you love to hear interviews of people we know.
Real people from here in the villages. And today, we've rounded up 3. Last time, we brought you 3 really great ladies.
We did. They're fun ladies. Friends of ours.
And today, you'll find out a man's point of view about various topics concerning the villages.
Should be interesting.
Should be. Let's meet our people today. Here they are. Our guests today are on the left, Mr. Rob McKevitt, Al Faraldi in the middle, and Bill Sugar on the right. Thanks so much for being with us, guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
What I'd like to do is introduce each one of you and tell a little more about you before we actually start doing some questions. I'm going to start over here on the left with Rob. Rob, I know that you and your wife, Chrissy, love to travel.
We do. That's our passion. We retired early so we'd have as much opportunity as we could to travel while we're still young, and hopefully we do it forever and ever.
And you came from Nevada.
We did. We relocated from Reno, Nevada. I was out there about 25 years, and now we're here in Florida.
Wonderful. Rob and Al both went on a cruise with us.
We did.
We had a great time, and we've gotten to know both of them. I know for a fact that you are a car enthusiast, and you have the cutest little Mini Cooper.
We did. We traded out the giant apocalyptic F-350 off-road vehicle, and we picked up a Mini Cooper, and it is wicked fast, and we're loving it. Never thought I'd be driving a small car, and now we're just whipping through the corners.
For the folks at home like us that had a pickup truck that we could haul sticks, we could haul stumps, we could haul mattresses and couches, and you had a beautiful truck.
Yes.
And now you don't.
And no, I don't, and I miss it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss the truck. It was, living in the environment we did. It was built for being off-road. It was built for all the camping adventures, pulling trailers, heavy loads. Had an extra fuel tank, so it'll go 2,000 miles before I think about having to fill it up. But it only got 13 miles to the gallon, so I'm liking 30 miles to the gallon now.
Would that fit in your garage here in the villages?
No. Nah,
Okay.
Nope, that was a driveway truck.
Yeah, we hate those. And you are getting ready to go on a trip to Great Britain and Scotland. You're going to go on a cruise.
We're going to do a cruise, but we're doing Ireland for 10 days. We're going to tour the entire island all the way around. And then we're going to get a little bit of time in the front end and the back end to spend time in England. So we're really excited about that.
We thought about going on that cruise with you, but we can't. We've got Gizmo, who needs a lot of attention these days. You are an active cyclist. That's one of the activities you do here in the villages.
Yes.
And you're a serious guy. I mean, you've got the spandex.
I started getting cycling jerseys as kind of a goof. And the more ridiculous I went for it. So now I'm up to at least 80 different cycling jerseys. Anything that I can get a chuckle out of, that's what I went for.
That's good. And your wife Chrissy, she cycles with you now.
She does. Yeah, she's a really good cyclist. She's got into doing all the club stuff as well. So she's been working on a challenge where she's adding up miles to ride across Scotland. So it's a virtual race, and she just completed it and she got her medal. So I'm super proud of her for that.
Now, I don't know if you actually want to talk about this or not, but we know that you had a bad bout, or maybe even 2, with COVID.
I did.
And we did as well. What did you think of, and this is for the folks again that are watching, this is one of the very biggest and most often questions we get. How was the health care you received?
So I ended up with back-to-back COVID, and it really took me off my game. Seriously took me off my game, and they were calling it long haulers. And I'm coming back from that, so I've been fighting pretty hard to get back to normal, and I'm seeing some big improvements, so I'm beating the odds. The healthcare I received is bar none. It's amazing. Healthcare here is just unbelievable. I can't say enough about how well the healthcare system is, how receptive they are. Managing your insurance, and there's a million different insurance policies out there, and they handle it all. I couldn't be more pleased with the care that I get, and I got an amazing doctor, and he's actually an Army veteran and a West Point graduate. So pretty much as happy as I could possibly be with my doctor.
Fantastic. You know, we read the negatives sometimes on Nextdoor or Talk to the Villages, but it's great to see somebody that's actually dealt with it in person, and that's his response, and he's had a good experience. And one final thing before we go over to Al, Rob, and I told him not to tonight, but he often wears a dress.
What the?
Oh, that's always funny. I do wear kilts. I have a huge collection of kilts. Amazing kilt maker out of Pennsylvania, USA Kilts. It's just something about maintaining or honoring a heritage. They are incredibly comfortable, very versatile. Whenever we were out in the camping environment, most of us would wear utility kilts just for how well they serve us for what we're trying to do out there in the environment we're in. So love them. Always find an opportunity to put on a kilt when I can.
Well, you know I was joking, just going for a little comedy effect.
Absolutely.
Although I have seen you running down the streets of the village yelling, "Freedom!"
I'm glad you didn't ask me what I wear under it. So.
I was thinking that.
Yeah,
No.
professional.
Maybe a spandex.
All right, we're going to move over to Al. Linda?
This is Al Faraldi. You're relatively new to the Villages.
I am.
Tell us about it.
It's my wife that got us here. I was within about 3 years of retirement from my job, and we did not want to stay in Peachtree City anymore, but we really did like they have a golf cart community up there as well. So we looked everywhere, where would we go to kind of maintain that community, and we couldn't find it. We looked at Sarasota, we went to the east coast of Florida, and then finally somebody suggested to Holly to check out the Villages, which we always sort of knew about, but we never thought it was as big as it was. And we came down one day, and literally we were filling out mortgage paperwork on the drive home that night.
Well, you actually are on your second house now.
Yes, we are. We bought a villa initially, which we'd never planned on living in. We just wanted our foot in the door, because at the time, everything was selling within hours. So we found a cute little villa in Spanish Springs, and we figured, well, at least we have a place to go if we couldn't find anything else. And then we found the house in Collier, and we rented out the villa for a while and sold it, and sold the house in Georgia, and loaded up the truck and moved to the Villages.
You are. You're still working full time.
Yes, I am.
And how does that work out?
I have a unique job. I work for a major airline, so I can fly for free. So I'm still based in Atlanta. And so I can hop on a flight to Atlanta and go to work. There's like 15 flights a day. So it sounds more cumbersome than it is. But basically, I just go to Orlando, hop on a flight to Atlanta. It's like 50 minutes, and then I go to work from there.
Yeah. Will you retire soon?
The government's thinking about that right now. They are processing the reauthorization bill, which would allow me to work till 67. But currently mandatory for me right now is 65.
Yeah.
And we want to give you a shout out for being a great private pilot. I mean, you have your own plane.
I do.
And I don't think we mentioned this on the air yet, but a couple of weeks ago when we had a new grandchild, Al stepped up and said, "Hey, Linda, I'll fly you up there." So he flew her so she could babysit.
It was an amazing flight. I was a little scared the second time ever to be, well, actually third time, to be in a very small plane. And I thought, oh, we're going to dip and doodle and jump and bump. And it was the smoothest flight ever. It was amazing.
Well, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to, first of all, the weather to cooperate.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch people experience what I love to do for the first time.
Now, you're married to Holly, who is
I am.
also a friend of ours, and you guys go out quite a lot in the evenings, and you dine out, and you like to enjoy the nightlife here.
Yes.
Tell us about a typical week for you. What will you do?
Well, my wife's not a big in the kitchen. Matter of fact, I don't know why she doesn't play pickleball, because one of the rules of pickleball is you don't go into the kitchen. And so,
That's true.
she must have picked that up years ago. So we do eat out a lot, and it's just the two of us when our girls aren't here. I have oldest girl's a master's, going for a master's at KU, and my youngest just transferred to UCF in Orlando. And so it's just Holly and I, and we just like to sample all the local fare. We go in the Villages, out of the Villages, and the golf cart is the best part of the whole thing.
Do you have any favorite restaurants you'd recommend to folks that are watching?
We are really crazy about Paisanos. We really like that. We like the Mexican place in Brownwood, which I can never pronounce.
Me neither.
And, but you know, we haven't run across a bad restaurant. I mean, everywhere we go has something to offer. So we really haven't found anything bad.
All right, well, we're glad you're here, and we're going to switch it over to this fine-looking gentleman on the right.
Here we go.
This is Bill Sugar. Now, Bill is from St. Louis. How'd you get here, Bill?
Wow. Well, when I was growing up, my grandparents had a place in Venice, Florida, and I just have a lot of fond memories of visiting them. And so now I have 3 grandbabies of my own, so I'm kind of drawn to hopefully having them look forward to coming here and making memories with them here. My oldest granddaughter is 2.5, and she's coming to visit in 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to that, along with my son and daughter-in-law.
You're in DeLuna, right?
I'm in the village of DeLuna.
What was the process to get your home? Was it pre-built, and did you have to go in through any kind of bidding process or anything?
No, I like a lot of us here, I ended up buying it, sight unseen. I had a friend, and he really helped me by taking some videos and running over to DeLuna and checking out the location, giving me some feedback. So that really helped me do that. And going back to how I ended up here, I'm so tired of cold weather in St. Louis. I need to be outside and active 12 months a year. I rented for 2 separate months, 2 years in a row, just to kind of get a feel of the villages instead of just doing a 4-day or 7-day lifestyle visit. For me, it helped me really get a feel for what areas. So I was in the village of Hemingway first, up by the Vienna Country Club, and then the village of Fenney. So 2 different areas. Just wanted to get a good feel for it, and I think it helped me having a month here instead of a short period of time.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've met one of your sons. Mm-hmm. What do your kids think about you moving here?
I think they love it because they know I'm very active. I like to be outside. They want me to be happy. They know I hate cold weather. Kind of a story for me, one of the reasons I'm here is I went through stage 4 cancer and a stem cell transplant about 9 years ago. And my view on life kind of changed at that point. Like I said earlier, I always wanted to live in Florida, be in warm weather. So when that happened, it was part of the reason I came here. So they're happy that I'm here. They know I'm happy. They know I'm active, and I look forward to all of them coming down visiting sometimes. But I do miss them and the 3 grandbabies.
Now, you're the only one here at the table that is not married. You're a bachelor.
I am, that's correct.
How is the life here in the villages for a single person?
I hear a lot of people ask that about, what's it like to live here as a single person. I think it's the same. I mean, I'm still working full time, so I have that, and then after work, I'm plenty active, but I don't see a problem living here as a single person. There's plenty to do if you choose to do it. You can join the Facebook singles clubs if you want to do that. I haven't really got into that, but there's plenty of opportunities and plenty of fun for anybody.
Now, you work from home, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you set your own hours, or do you have certain hours you must work each day?
No, I'm usually 8 to 5.
8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And
Yep.
How long you plan on doing that?
God willing, knock on wood, 7 more years, and then I'll exit stage left.
All right. Now, folks, Bill is a pretty darn good golfer. I've played with him. He does stand on the wrong side of the ball,
Yep.
but he hits it so sweet. You love golf, don't you?
You caught me on a good day, Jerry, but I do love golf. I play a lot.
All right, fellas, thanks for telling us a little bit more about each one of you. I have some questions here, and just feel free to answer as you see fit, and we'll try to get your viewpoints on some things. Have you guys heard the story that when you move to the villages, you'll move 3 times? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People say you'll probably own 3 homes. Now, Al, you're on your 2nd.
Yes.
But do you guys think that's true? Do you
No.
do you see yourselves moving again?
Well, no, never. We bought the biggest piece of furniture known to man just so we'll never move. There's no way we're leaving that house. Well, there's only one way.
That's what I was thinking.
We're just one
Maybe
way.
with a stop and assisted living, but yeah.
No way we're leaving that house.
Feet first.
We got lucky. It checked all our boxes. We found the perfect home for us. Why would we leave? It's right where we wanted to be. It's exactly what we wanted. I can't imagine moving, nor would I ever want to go through the hassle of moving ever again.
How about you, Bill?
Possibly one other move. I don't like to move either. It's just so tiring and stressful. But I think maybe my location is fine there. Maybe if I do end up, having someone in my life, at that point, might need a little bit bigger place. But my home is 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, so it's plenty big. Maybe a 3-car garage with a golf cart garage.
Yeah. Now, you've heard the term, what we call people that are going to be here until they croak, you're called a frog. You guys, it sounds like you consider yourselves frogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Think about that first time you pulled down West Torch Lake Drive. First time you'd driven into the Villages. What was your impression?
Wow, absolutely blown away. We had watched your videos before coming here, and that was one of the catalysts for us to set up the visit. And got off the plane, ran the car, and drove in, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was so stunningly beautiful, beyond compare. I hadn't seen a place that looked this amazing, this gorgeous. And frankly, it took our breath away. We were here to poke holes in everything, and we never saw a problem. We couldn't find anything we didn't like.
All right.
Same thing when we first saw it. We saw your videos, of course, and what you see on TV sometimes isn't really reflective of what you see up real. And if anything, it was better. It was like Disneyland for adults. I mean, we couldn't find anything. The squares, the golf cart, the people was just phenomenal. So we call it the cruise ship that never docked.
Right. And were you surprised when you came in?
I was. I think just the cleanliness. I think it's hard to understand how big the Villages is. How many square miles do they say it is now?
I couldn't even tell you. It's
50.
growing every day, I think.
55 now, I believe.
Yeah, it's just, you can't explain it to people. You try to, but they have to come and see it for themselves. I enjoy all the golf cars, and first time I went through the McDonald's drive-thru in a golf cart, I was like, well, what in the heck is going on here? But it was fun.
Now, Rob, I think you of these three have been here the longest, and I think I've already heard what you said. Has your perception changed any since that first day?
So oddly enough, I was thinking about that on the way over here, and I'd like to say I'm still kind of in that honeymoon phase. And I remember you guys had mentioned that at one point as well. It has not changed. It's grown stronger. This was such the right choice to make. And as I look through all the places I've lived, people I've known, all the places I can live, this just keeps getting better and better. There's so much here. There's so many amenities. I think for us, the thing that really caught us when we first got here was how active people were, how happy people were. I really kind of had the impression we might be going to the old folks' home. And I'm like, oh shoot, I need to get in shape. These guys are gonna kill me on the trails. It just keeps becoming a better environment, and the more time we spend here, the more we learn and find things to do. So we're always going somewhere. We're always active. We're never sitting around wondering what to do next. It's almost overwhelming. There is so much for us to do. So for us, I would say we're in a honeymoon phase, but I really honestly don't see that ending anytime soon, if hopefully never.
Just when you think it's going to end, something else happens. Just a couple of days ago, we were out at Red Sauce with dinner with some friends, and we were walking back to the car, and they went to their car. And as we're walking by City Fire, my wife saw some people from the, they call it the Bit 60 group, born in the 60s. And before we know it, we're sitting there and having a few drinks with them. We didn't leave till midnight. It was just, it just doesn't end.
Last night, for example, we got the idea, hey, let's go out to eat. So we shot out a text message to, 8 or 10 people, and boom, we had people to eat dinner with. It's great in that regard. Now, many people think like I did when I was home, and my son actually mentioned the Villages to us, the oldest son. And it's Linda's son too. Let's get that on the record right now.
I was there.
And my immediate thought was, I had a vision in my head of a mobile home community, but still, okay. I mean, that's great. That's fine. We wanted to come and look at it. But I was expecting to see Don Amici and Wilford Brimley and like the movie Cocoon. That's really what I thought I was coming to. When you get down here, it's like, oh my gosh, this is nothing like that. People we talk to say, why do you want to live in an old folks community? These people are not elderly, are they?
No.
I mean, of course, there are people 80 years old
Sure.
and 90 years old, but by and large, the people that we see are active. Is that the way you found it?
Absolutely. We were at the square, and about a month ago, we see this woman dancing in her walker. You know, I mean, how cool is that?
I can't believe how in shape and fit and active people are.
Yeah.
It stands out. It's just you would never expect that in what you would call a retirement community, and throughout the West, those type of retirement communities, it doesn't compare. And these people, they act like they're in their 30s and 40s, you know, and it just it really does invigorate you that you're part of that lifestyle, that you feel that kind of energy, and it's the fountain of youth.
I tell my friends and family, it's like everybody goes hard. I mean, from 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, pickleball, running, bike riding, walking, whatever. But 9 o'clock at night, ghost town. So everybody's tuckered out and head off to bed. But it's been amazing. Like I said, I came here pretty much on my own. All my neighbors, you know, they're so nice to kind of take me under their wing, and we formed a lot of good friends there. And there's a golf group for men, golf group for women. We have neighborhood parties, 40 people or so. It's energizing, and there's no doubt in my mind that people that live here, they're going to live longer because they're physically and emotionally healthier. Yeah, one example I have is the very first day I went out to play golf. I think it was Beluga, which has that beautiful view over that second hole. But I met these people just on the first tee box. They paired me with them, Donna and Rick, and it was right around 4th of July. It was an awesome time. They invited me over to their house for a 4th of July party that they were having. But the cool part was when I was talking to Rick, I found out that he was actually working in the Pentagon on 9/11 when it got hit by by that plane. And he's a little bit hard of hearing because of that. But super nice people. I remain friends with them to this day, and that's just how easy it is to make great friends.
Absolutely. I think people come here to live their best life, and the stress of the jobs goes away. So you're in just a great mindset, and people want to meet people. They want to have friends. They want to socialize. They want to experience people from other parts of the country, and it's just so easy to just get to meet people and strike up a friendship, conversations. I run with a group of guys back in Reno, and much older than I am, and they will tell you when you stop moving is when you die. And I've seen these guys in their late 80s, early 90s, and they're hiking up these hills looking for the next Pony Express station that used to be there 100 years ago, and some old rock that meant something in the 1800s. And I believe that, and this place absolutely exemplifies that.
Rob, I know this wouldn't apply to you, but the heat. You're from Nevada, but these other guys. What do you think about the heat here?
It was just mentioned, it's not really hotter here, it's hotter longer. We moved from Kansas City, sister city, to St. Louis, and it's easily 100 degrees in the summertime. And it could go for weeks on end. But yet, the bad part, it could be 0 degrees in the wintertime.
Or negative.
Or negative, right. So, and I truly think I can acclimate to the heat much better than the cold. I was in Fargo, North Dakota last winter working, and it's like, have you people ever heard of Florida? I mean, it was just amazingly cold. So I don't think it's hotter. It's just hotter longer.
How do you all feel about the trash pickup, the bags versus trash cans?
It's interesting that you say that. I saw a lot of your videos early on talking about that, and I'm like, that's different. But now that I'm here, I like it because it's just a clean look. I did see one person today that had a trash can, and I looked at it like, we got to get that out of here. But it's nice. I mean, once it's done, it's done. I think if there were trash cans, there would be hundreds of them left at the end of the street every day, every trash pickup.
Restrictions. You've seen in the newspapers people complaining about deed restrictions, although when we moved here, we all knew there were deed restrictions, and we knew they were tough. What do you think about these deed restrictions? Are they fair?
I think they're absolutely fair. I don't find them impressive. This is nothing like an HOA environment. The deed restrictions, honestly, in my viewpoint, are just common sense. You know, don't paint your house Pepto-Bismol pink. Don't start a business in your driveway fixing, you know, used cars, or, you know, leave your washing machine on your front porch. It's common sense. It's not restrictive. It's easy to follow. I like it. I think it just makes everything look nice. Everybody kind of got behind it, I think, and ran with that. So there never is really an issue. And it makes for a really nice environment, as opposed to I've been places that have no restrictions whatsoever and it doesn't look good. In fact, it's not really a good place to be. So this is paradise in comparison.
Definitely agree. First of all, you know what you're getting when you move here. And I think people move here for that. One of the reasons they move here is for that reason. You want everybody to keep their property nice. You don't want people with, you know, fixing their boat or their car or oil stains in your driveway. I mean, nobody likes rules, but they're there to protect us and keep our values up. And it's so nice to just drive around any neighborhood and see what I call the manicured look. I think it's phenomenal.
You know, we get questions all the time. It's actually concerns. People are worried about the mail situation here because everywhere we've ever lived, you had your own mailbox. You walked out the door, bang, you got your mail. Here, we all have to get in our golf cart or walk or even take your car to the mail station, in our case, the Dunedin Pool and Mail Station, and get our mail. What do you guys think of that? Was that something hard to adjust to?
No, it's very easy. I like it. It's a clean look. Just go get your mail and go home. It's usually not very far. Each neighborhood or village has their own.
But to be honest, I think it's just slightly inconvenient, but it's certainly doable. You just get used to driving by the mailbox on your errands. Is it more convenient to have the mail in front of your house? I think so, but does anybody really care that much where your mail is? You get it. And plus UPS and FedEx and Amazon all come to your door. So it's just a matter of getting most of your junk mail.
I'm used to it because in where we were, you always have a community mailbox that sets up a neighborhood and it's outside. So it'd have, you know, dozen or two dozen slots. When we were in a place that had a mailbox in front, mail theft was a huge problem. And we ended up getting a post office box simply because couldn't risk having certain things taken out of the mailbox. And that was just a constant. So having an unsecured mailbox in your front yard was kind of an invitation for a problem.
And if you go down the streets here, it's such a pretty look. All these homes are so tidy, and you don't have every home doesn't have a mailbox with a pole sitting out front. So we like that as well. All right, now if you could talk to the powers that be, is there anything that you would suggest that they should change to make the villages a better place?
I wouldn't change a thing. I would add one thing, and I'm on this bandwagon that we need a campground. So we would have a spot we can just throw our tents down, maybe 20 spots, you know, for all the prior military guys or the scouts or anybody that still wants to get out there and camp out underneath the stars at night, but can't necessarily make it out out of the bubble to, like say, a regular campground. I think it'd be nice, just something we had as an amenity, but I wouldn't change a single thing here. This place, they got it right. Everything is right.
I'd like to see a little airstrip maybe on the south
There
part.
you go, there you go.
So you can take us all on trips.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we got a letter today. Somebody said they wanted to see an ice rink built in the villages.
Wow.
And that would be awesome. Could you imagine the expense to keep ice in a building here in this week when it's so hot? But that would certainly be something.
Jerry, one thing I can think of is, and the scope of their construction is so mass, so I think they're building further down south, right? And I think the homes go up much quicker than the amenities, you know, the bigger stores, the more shopping, there's not as many golf courses right now down south. So I don't know if they could keep up with that to kind of keep that even with the houses, you know, being built. I think that would be nice.
Right, we felt that for the people in Fenny that were there first. They waited a long time to get Magnolia Plaza, and they have that. But now the construction's still going, and I'm sure more things will get there, but not fast enough for some folks, really. Well, fellas, you have been tremendous. We have really enjoyed having you, and we would like to thank you for coming to visit with us today.
All right, thanks for having us.
Thanks for
It was
having us.
fun.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.